thought it might be good just to like, because this is the last show beforehand. I was gonna mention just my prediction for the like who I thought was gonna win because I don't know. I feel like I have pretty good. Okay, I don't have a good track record with this. Actually, I'm being honest, but I used to think I did. And I'm just gonna. First of all, I didn't want to do it at first because it's like it's like 55-45. If I'm just gonna be honest, because it's really close. But I'm just gonna be honest. Like I think a lot of people are gonna disagree with me on this. And also, this is not about like my political opinion or whatever. But I'm just gonna. I think. And you can tell me if you agree or disagree when you. But I think actually, and I can say what states. I actually think Trump is gonna win. I'm just gonna be honest. I thought about it, and I actually think he's gonna win.
So you're going to Vegas. You're going to
Yeah.
Vegas, and you're betting Trump winning.
Well, I wouldn't bet strongly if I had to.
Yeah, if you have to.
And my reasoning is just because I think the polls are close enough, like they were in 2016, to where any state where Kamala Harris has a lead, he could still win. I'm just gonna be like, I'm not gonna go into like political opinions, but I'm just saying for the record, like I'm not really a big fan of Trump, to be honest. So this isn't me saying like, oh yeah, I love Trump and I want him to. I'm just saying I just think that's gonna happen. I'm just gonna be honest. I used to think not, but I really thought it. I just think. Yeah, I think he's going to win if I had to guess, to be honest. Do you want to say who you think's going to... I mean, you don't have to, but do you want to say what you think's going to happen if you even can guess?
Thing is, honestly, I think Trump will win, but I do see a part of me is kind of like, because one of the battleground states is Pennsylvania, right? Uh-huh. I do think if Kamala, I don't know how to say her name, sorry, but apologies for that. But I think
she's listening right now.
Yeah, but if whoever gets Pennsylvania is going to win, but I do think Trump is going to kind of, I think it's either going to be like a big stretch of votes of like I feel like whoever wins is going to get multiple of those battleground states that are like, whoa, it actually turned out. I don't think it's going to be super close, but I think it's going to be close at the beginning, and then it's going to kind of start pulling away whoever does win. But I probably agree with you. I think Trump is going to pull away.
Yeah. Like if I had to guess what state's different from 2020, that's going to have him win. I think he's going to win. He's going to pick up from 2020. I mean, Arizona, Georgia, and then Pennsylvania, and I think that's it. Actually, yeah, all the other states. But those three states are enough to like that he would win if he won those three.
If he wins all his normal states and then he wins Pennsylvania, I saw a TikTok that he only needs to win one more after Pennsylvania.
Yeah, which is why probably that. Like a lot of those, like Michigan, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, it's kind of considered like, with those three, it's considered if Kamala Harris was to win all three, then there's no like real reasonable pathway to what Trump could win. But if Trump wins, I think even one of those, then like Kamala would have to win like every single other of the states that are or something like that. So that's why I just think. And there's the argument of like people say you should, if anything, not like, because there's the whole adjustment of like, because I'm not doing this based on like the polls. I'm just doing this based on like the polls plus like past elections where Trump won by, he got more votes than people thought he was going to get. When you factor that in, people are saying like if there's all these arguments of like, because if you look at the midterms last 2 years ago, like that it was the opposite, where like the Democrats did better than they were projected they were going to do. And so they're saying you need to take like that into consideration. So I'm saying if you do, then like, yeah, Kamala would probably win, but I'm just saying I'm not going to take that because like, I feel like it's like the presidential elections are better like metrics to look at for that kind of thing, for like who's going to get more votes than they're projected to get. So because of that, I think that Trump's going to win. Like, I'm not saying like put money on it because it's still like 55-40.
I think you can actually bet.
No, you can.
There
is
an
legal.
app. Yeah, I think it's like, yeah.
It is legal to do. Yeah, you can bet on the election. There's like there's a lot of different ways you can bet on. And it's like, so I don't know, maybe I'll be wrong. I could very well, because it's like I said, it's like close. I think the ones who say like they 100% know who's going to win is like wrong because it's so close that anyone. But I think it's like 55 for Trump and then 45 for Kamala, and Trump possibly more. Like I could see as much as like 60% Trump possibly. So that's although I will say that my other prediction was if Trump wins, and I'm holding to this, the next president, I think J.D. Vance is going to be the next president actually. Like I think something's going to happen to where like this is not inciting violence. I'm just saying I think someone's going to shoot Trump again and like kill him this time or something, and J.D. Vance is going to be president, I think is my prediction. So 2028. I'm just saying, Jay Inslee, if you want, the Democrat nomination is going to be wide open. You know, if you want to run again and
yeah. Imagine him at 72, right?
Yeah,
well, I guess that's what was happening.
No, 77 is how old he's going to be. As old as like freaking like Joe Biden in 2020 and 2020.
I guess so.
But I don't know. He can run again. You know, I don't know why not. You know, it's possible. But yeah, I'm just saying again. I'm not saying it's like an endorsement or whatever or anything like. I'm just saying like he asked me who's going to win. That's what I think. And and I'm not gonna like. I don't plan to talk about it much the next show because like it's boring to talk about because it's kind of weird because the next show it is like a historic election, I guess. Because if Trump wins, then it'll be like he's like the first president to come back after serving a term since like Grover Cleveland or something. So it'll be only
to lose and then win again.
yeah, because that's
Really?
happened before. Yeah, someone's done that, but Trump will be the only other one if he does it.
I see why that could be so hard to do, but I feel like because of somebody like Trump who's so like polarizing or whatever that word, like there's so many people on his side and there's so many people not on his side that he could have the potential to do that. That's
Yeah.
interesting. I didn't know that somebody's done that before.
Yeah, one time it's happened. People have tried a few times. It's just never worked. And Trump's already, even if he loses, he'll have come to because none of them who've tried ever even got the nomination for their party again. So if he wins, he'll be even if he loses, he'll be like the closest it ever came, I guess. But yeah, so that's gonna. And then if Kamala wins, she's like the first like woman president, obviously. So there's that too. And then Trump also, if he wins, he'll be the oldest president now, which is kind of weird to think about. But yeah, so that's all the stuff with that. So I don't plan I was just saying because I don't plan on talking about it much for the next show because like it's because unless something cool happens like the Civil War happens after someone wins, I mean then I'll talk about it. But
I hope not, dude. I still need to pass my comp class.
I mean, the thing is, I don't think a civil war would happen just because people say like we're so divided right now. It's true, but like the Civil War couldn't happen right now because like where would you even like? It was not like the North and the South. It's like where would you like draw the lines? Because it's like New York and California are like this. New York and California would be on the same side of a civil war over politics, but it's like they're on the literal opposite sides of the country. So like how are we gonna have a civil war when like would it be like 5 different nations and it's like some of them are conservative nations, some of them are like liberal nations? Like how would we even do that?
That's so true, dude.
But
Because
oh, go ahead.
oh, sorry. It's just because a lot of the red states are in the middle, so you're just so you have to travel through.
Yeah, and so then it's like, so I feel like I'm not trying to be like sad, or I feel like if all the liberal states were on one side and all the conservative states were on the other, I feel like a civil war would happen probably. So, but that's not. I mean, that could happen though in terms of because there were times where like California was a conservative state and like Texas was a liberal, or not that they were liberal and conservative, but more like California used to be more conservative. Texas, I don't think was ever liberal, but it like used to vote more like Democrat for different reasons. So it could happen, but probably not. Right now, which is cool, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I don't freaking want to get a different passport for like if I'm not even living in America anymore. So
Yeah, that's true.
but yeah, so I don't know. So I don't know. Come this time next week, we may have no, they won't be in office yet, the new president. So I don't know. We might. Because people are saying like, oh, is it going to be like last time where it took like 2 weeks to count the votes? Well, it's not COVID anymore, so no, probably we'll know who. I think we'll know who won by this time next week.
And there's people early voting too. I already turned in my ballot.
Yeah, I turned in my ballot too. Yeah, so we'll know who won by next week. So
wait, so how does that work? So really quickly, sorry, I know it's almost time, but
very good, yeah.
So when whoever does win, when do they get in office? So does that mean that no matter who wins, Biden is still president for like until December?
January 20th is like the inauguration date. So Biden will still be president until January 20th, 2025. That's when
So
he's
as
leaving.
president, you can still do not anything you want, but you can still do stuff you want.
Yeah. Well, usually they do use that to like that's when they like pardon all their friends who've like committed crimes and stuff. Like that's like a serious thing. Like presidents all the time, like pretty much every president pardoned a bunch of people right before they leave because they know they can't
Really?
like have repercussions for it now. So like I think pretty much every president has done that. So
That's so crazy.
yeah. I don't even know why they have that power, but they just kind of do.
Yeah, why not be president as soon
Yeah.
as the election happens? 'Cause
Yeah.
then-
Well, ironically enough, the one guy who didn't is the one who everyone sees like the most corrupt. Like Nixon actually was the one guy because the people in Watergate were like telling him, "Please, can you please pardon us before you resign?" And he just kind of said no, so because he was just done with it all. Well, partially because a lot of them like testified against him to try to save their own asses. So he's like, "No, I'm not doing that." But that's my prediction. I don't know if that's gonna happen. And again, like I would not be surprised at all if it doesn't happen. But that's my lock in for the. And I'll just say real quick. I don't know if you've been following. I mentioned I was going to do this, but I'll just say for the Congress, just on the record. Well, the Congress isn't really as big because I think pretty much everyone agrees what's going to happen, which is like the Democrats are probably going to win back the House because that's usually what happens in like these types of in elections where like the incumbent party generally picks up seats in during a presidential election year in the House and says I think the Republicans literally have like a 2-seat majority right now, so they'll probably win back the House, but then the Senate is probably going to. Most of the Senate seats aren't really up for debate, so it's like 51-49. It's going to go to the Republicans, which is kind of weird because it's going to be like the first time. I think literally the first time in history, maybe I'm wrong, where it's like the two houses like switch parties in an election. So
Really?
yeah, that's what it looks like is going to
Interesting.
happen. I mean, it's possible the Democrats could, like, in the best case scenario for them, could hold the Senate, but only if there's one seat that's like so far ahead with the Republicans that there's like no way they can keep it. So they could, the best they can hope for is like to keep things the same besides that. And for Kamala to win, because if the Republicans pick up one seat and Trump wins, then the Republicans will have a Senate majority, because it'll be 50-50. But yeah, so anyway, that's my prediction for, the election. I put it last because it doesn't matter at all. Who cares about like voting or whatever. I mean, you should vote. I'll just say, because care about democracy and all that. But I just put it at the end because I don't care that much about talking about on the show. But anyway, so we went a little past when I said I was going to be done, but that's okay. We're basically done now. So thanks for listening. Next week we'll be doing some great stuff. We got the what was it? Oh yeah, the KFC bit we'll be playing then. Jack might be done with the SpongeBob bit. We'll be looking at the cameos we get if I've paid for them by then. And we might be doing the headline bit as well as some other stuff. So yeah, thanks Mikey for being back on the show again, even though Jack wasn't here. And do you have anything to say before we close out the show? Anything like that?
Just be safe, guys. Thank you, Josiah.
Yeah. Thank you, Mikey, for being on the show once again. We appreciate it. We'll be back on the air next week. Have a happy Halloween, by the way, as well. Since it's
Boo!
Yeah, boo. All right, and we'll see you guys
Scary.
next week. Yeah, take it easy.